Moving on to the fourth question today. You were talking about supply chain just now, and this talks about supply chains only. A lot of Indian businesses live or die by their supply chains, because supply chain is the very integral part of
Absolutely.
any business. What kind of exposures do you see when it comes to goods in transit or suppliers failing? So there are two questions in it.
Yeah.
One is goods in transit. Second is suppliers failing to supply.
Absolutely. Again, we'll talk in the recent past 2 decade experiences only, and that is where this is the area where largely newer risks have come into place. Earlier, a transport or a goods in transit used to be one truck being loaded from X location and being dispatched to a Y location. And in case something happens, business owners were never of that thought that there is insurance cover available on a larger perspective than just the truck toppling down. You need to understand the majority of the Indian businesses run on credit. You load the truck, you've not got any penny with you, and your truck topples down. Neither is your transporter going to reimburse you. He is a one truck owner, and you confiscate his truck, which is of no use to you. You lost money, you've lost the goods, and you have to comply to your supplier's agreement and supply a new fresh set of goods to the buyer. So what happens is, what kind of risks are there when we talk about goods in transit? So one is the physical damage, your vessel sinking down, your trucks meeting with an accident. What is the next risk is theft and pilferage incidents is happening. What is the third risk is temperature related incidents, where you lose temperature or you lose your cargo because of the lack of temperature or the kind of storage that the goods require. What else is there in transport risk is delay in transit. Delay in transit can occur due to also a varied number of reasons. Custom and border risk that have come up. So custom border regulations change. I have shipped a good from here. Till then everything was fine. Suddenly there is a government change while the goods is on the way. Everybody is talking about US tariffs. The goods were shipped from here, and by the time my goods have reached halfway, there is tariff on my goods.
On my goods.
I don't know what to do. Now textiles, diamonds and jewelry, agri, a lot of commodities have now got into fix. Now 100 rupees is now going to cost him 200 rupees, and the contract says 100 rupees only is what he's going to get. So custom border issues with, again, temperature related cargo. I have shipped it from here. Delay can cause Suez Canal blockage. Worldwide, the kind of impact war and sea journeys are currently getting impacted with. Huge downtime or cost is getting attracted to business owners because of delay in transits or goods in transit. Now, 1 day or a 2-day Suez Canal blockage can increase the cost of businesses or the delay in transits to amazing levels, where they will not be able to come back to or recover any part of that trade. So if we see in that angle as well, so the Suez Canal blockage, the COVID-19 pandemic, things shut down absolutely for maybe 15 days, 20 days, 1 month. Only the essential services were being run. In those cases also, goods in transit a lot of goods were lost because of it getting spoiled because of lying down in the containers, people not claiming it. Third thing where we say is the suppliers failing. So these were largely the points which is attracting goods in transit risk, that physical risk and custom border this thing. And the third thing is the suppliers failing. I'll tell you a recent example. A party ships 3 container cargo of agri commodities from here to an next country. I don't know whether I can name the country. It is Malaysia, and it is shipped to Malaysia. The seller holds the original BL, saying once the goods arrives there and he does me the payment, I'll release the BL. The vessel arrives at the port in Malaysia, and he's checking constantly with the shipping line. The shipping line is updating that the vessels have arrived. The party does the payment. It bounces. So he doesn't release the BL. He asks the party that the consignment has bounced. Can you pay me again? This happens for 4 to 5 days, 3 or 4 times the payment is done, and it bounces. Then he realizes that there is something as a gimmick. He asks the shipping line to ship him back the goods. By the time the shipping line says that somebody has actually come, produced a BL,
Original
and
BL.
taken the consignment
Goods,
to his. Now there is frantic approach. Insurance needs to be looked at, whether the policy is covered. Where is my shipping line guy? I have mailed him, but how could he release the things? Actually, there was never a trade. The customer calls up the party, and they says there is nobody in the name of George or John in my factory. You've done a contract with somebody who is never there available. A lot of business is happening in this fashion, where people are going online. Huge amount of business is being generated. You don't do your due diligence. You don't check with the factories. All you can do is a VC. All you can do is a WhatsApp chat, and you take the cargo, and the party is lost 50 lakhs, 1 crore. I mean, this is small examples. Now, when you go and meet and address these risks to people, you surprisingly come to know that business owners always consider 50 lakh, 1 crore, depending on the size of business, that this is going to be my business risk during the year. And there is no insurance solution available, neither any kind of solution available for such risk. And they are absorbing this risk without taking any sort of insurance cover. While there is actually insurance cover available, there is mechanisms where you can avert these kind of situations. But God help, and the business owners are writing it off as debts in their books. So transporters' failings and goods in transits needs to be looked at. There are good policies available. Open policies have now come back to annual sales turnover policies, where all your movements get covered free of cost. You only need to pay on the sales, that is export and domestic. You can cover your transporters under multimodal transport operators. You need to do agreements with your transporter, even if it is a one truck transporter. Your systems and rules need to be in place. Thirdly, you need to do your good KYCs for your customers. You need to do your due diligences, that whether he's actually available there, whether the party is there. You need to stitch him with credit insurances. Now, if you do credit insurance, the insurance company is going to check the background and come back to you whether the party is actually
automatically available. The KYC is done.
So automatically the KYC is done.
Due diligence is done.
Diligences. And this is how the business owners need to stitch the goods in transit or suppliers failing issues, rather than just writing it off as debts on their business books.
Fantastic.